Battlefall State of Conflict is a freshly minted, old-school, real-time strategy game hitting Steam Early Access today. It's being created by Kyoto video game concern, a 2-developer team, and being published by Microprose, who are also sponsoring this video to help draw some eyes to the game as it becomes publicly available for the first time. Well, that last part isn't actually entirely true. Some of you may remember Battlefall being available during some recent Steam Next and RTS fests, and if you're a regular here, maybe seeing it featured in one or two of my upcoming RTS roundup videos. Nevertheless, while it is launching now into early access, the game has never been available with this amount of content before, which is fairly extensive considering the state some early access games launch in nowadays. Let's wind it back though, because what actually is Battlefall? Well, as mentioned in the open, it's an old school RTS, not just in visuals, but gameplay too. But that certainly isn't to say that you've already seen all of what it has to offer. It channels classic Westwood series like Command & Conquer and Dune, but it's more of a modern interpretation of that style of RTS, coming packed with the conveniences and features that you'd expect from a 2025 release, like online co-op, custom mod and map support, and flawless integration with modern hardware, like high resolution and high frame rate monitors, as well as its own unique feature set and content offering. On release into early access, Battlefall includes 2 playable factions, with a 3rd on the way, a 9-mission campaign, with many more missions coming, online multiplayer with PvP and co-op against the AI, and a fully fledged tutorial to get you up to speed. Though if you're a rusted on RTS veteran like I am, a lot of Battlefall will be immediately familiar the second you start it up. The thing that will catch your eye the fastest in Battlefall is the visuals. It has a unique style that harkens back to the old days in quite a few ways. Whether it's the effects, the UI, or the unit sprites, everything looks like it could have been ripped straight from an RTS released in 1999. There are even some visual options in the settings menu that let you dial up or down that old school aesthetic. The CRT shader is the main one, but there's also unit outlines plus many more minor settings to mess with to your liking. Personally, I played my first few hours with the CRT shader on, but I ended up turning it off, as I think I prefer the enhanced clarity over the extra vibes. But even without it, the charm still oozes through the screen pretty thick. And if you prefer, you can still play it on an old CRT if you happen to have one in the corner of your room like I do. What, just me? Oh well, still this is pretty sweet. As you'd expect, the game runs pretty great because of the lo-fi aesthetic. The only time I ran into any performance issues was when I built a truly obscene number of units where it seemed like the engine was having some issues, and it physically slowed down. Nice. Now, as we know, no game is complete without audio, and Battlefall seriously delivers here. First off is the music, which is exactly what you'd expect of a late 90s inspired, military sci-fi-ish strategy game. Heavy guitar, industrial beats, it's all there, and it goes really hard. Something I really need to commend Battlefall on is its dedication to voiceover. In many indie and low-budget RTSs, you often see voiceovers on the chopping block as one of the first things to be cut in order to save time, money, or both. But I've always thought that having them raises the production value dramatically, and when done even just slightly competently, can give a game some much appreciated character, tone, and atmosphere. Clearly the developers behind Battlefall feel the same, as the game is packed with spoken voice throughout the campaign, as well as being present for things like gameplay notifications and unit quips, of which there are 9 per individual unit. Pretty impressive.
Receiving you! Moving! At once! Moving! Efficient and affordable. Absolutely. Ready! I'm big and tough! Alright, move it!
The start of each campaign mission includes context from troops on the ground, as well as your commanding officers, and there's even some lines from the Scrapper Patriarch, a pre-slimmed Nikocado Avocado type who acts as the head of that faction, and your primary antagonist throughout the EFNet campaign.
All eyes, I see this trick. You think sick.
What the hell am I supposed to say to this thing?
Death.
Cut to...
Poison. We need sparkles for grog. No grog.
In combining its stylized visuals, fantastic high-energy music, and thorough voiceover, Battlefall punches above its weight class in terms of presentation and production value. While including short campaign voiceovers doesn't seem like a lot on its own, I think all of these things do add up to something greater than the sum of its parts. Now all they need are voiceovers for the mission briefings, and we'll be pretty much all set. There are currently 2 playable factions in Battlefall, with a third existing in the campaign as an opposing force. They are coming as a playable faction in the future, but right now your options are the EFNet, aka the Earth Forces Network, and the Scrappers, with the Cell, the synthetic enhanced lifeforms, being released in the future. Battlefall plays like a 90s CNC clone at its core, and that's not a knock, by the way. Some of my favourite RTS games are quote-unquote CNC clones, but it does mean that there's a certain set of expectations it comes along with. Things like the single resource collected by a faction-unique harvester, a vertically aligned UI with a simple tech tree, factories that increase your build speed the more of them you build, and an assortment of infantry and vehicles that lead to the factions being slightly, but not overtly, asymmetrical. What is there in terms of asymmetry mostly comes down to how each faction's units function, though there are some core differences in their selections too. EFNet serve as your traditional professional military faction, that's hard to say. They've got riflemen, helicopters, hardy turrets and fancy auto-constructing walls, and multiple choices of powerful armoured vehicles, depending on how you want to crush your enemy on that particular day. The Scrappers, on the other hand, don't really fit into any prescribed RTS faction archetype that I could really think of. You could certainly draw some comparisons between them and the GLA from Command & Conquer Generals, thanks to their use of hodgepodge, thrown together vehicles, and occasional deployment of definitely not a war crime toxic sludge. But if anything, I think they're most like the Evolved from Crush, Kill and Destroy, if any of you out there remember that game. It was a classic CNC clone created in the late 90s, and the Evolved were basically a disparate collection of backwater, post-nuclear holocaust thugs and some mutants who just happened to be working together, probably out of convenience. There are actually quite a few similarities with KK&D and Battlefall, with their 3 somewhat analogous factions, and a similar background of a post-apocalyptic Earth. Anyway, back to the Scrappers. They're led by that absolute unit known as the Patriarch, who functions as the equivalent to the EFNet construction yard. Their unit roster includes Shirtless Guy with a machine gun, Shirtless Manlet with a machine gun, Toyota Hilux with a cannon, and my personal favourite, Bus. I won't sell them short though. To their credit, some of their later game units do seem like they are actual purpose-built military hardware. Good job, Scrappers. One of Battlefall's unique features is the titular Battlefall system. It's a selection of special abilities that range from deploying a bunch of units, healing your own units that are in combat, permanently increasing their rate of fire, or giving you an immediate injection of credits, among others. The system works in the form of promotions that are rewarded as you engage in combat. And the fun part is, as you build them up, you can choose when and where to deploy them at any rate you like, with no cooldowns. The only limit is how many points you have. This means you could deploy Battlefall upgrades at a steady rate as a way to support your troops through health and stat bonuses, or bank them all to mass drop a huge number of credits or units to support a particular strategy or assault on the enemy. I tend to keep a few stored away for giving a credit injection when things are tight, and otherwise keeping existing troops' health topped up and in fighting shape. Like many other RTSs, there's also a veterancy system, which upgrades individual units as they make kills in combat, with increased stats and even in some cases completely new and additional weapons, which is super cool to see. You can see which units are veterans by the badges on the UI, silver for level 1 and gold for level 2. The current offering for the campaign includes 9 missions as part of the EFNet campaign, with the other 2 factions coming down the line. It starts simple, but I'd still recommend you do the tutorial first just to get a handle on things. Throughout the mission roster, you'll be given a variety of objectives that keep them all feeling pretty fresh. One may see you assaulting an enemy stronghold, another could have you navigating an uneasy alliance with the Scrappers, while another will set you with an essentially unlimited amount of resources and a timer to when an obnoxiously large enemy force will be bearing down on your position. In saying that, it's not the most varied campaign list I've ever experienced, but I'd expect the ones focused on the other 2 factions to be more out the gate, considering their leadership and subject matter. As for difficulty, it's solid in that department too. There are 3 options depending on how much of a challenge you're after, with easy being pretty doable but still not a cakewalk, and hard offering a significant challenge, particularly in some missions. The entire campaign so far can be played in online co-op, which is great to see and one of my favourite things a modern RTS can do to broaden its appeal. As this is a pre-release build, I did play solo, and also I don't have any friends, but if you're lucky enough to be blessed with some, then going through Battlefall in co-op would be pretty fun. After you've done so, you can go to Skirmish, which is quite fleshed out too. There's of course both factions to play, but there's also a ton of different maps with 2 distinct visual biomes, and more on the way. There's the option to add AI to play with or against at a range of difficulties, as well as, and this is really cool, a massive set of inbuilt mods that let you modify a significant chunk of how the game plays. You can have as many of these settings on as your heart desires, or none, and they'll let you do things like mess with the max tech level, disable unit veterancy, change the game speed, and many, many more. And you can even save presets if there's a particular combination that you want to play again on the regular. It's a really fun system, and I'd love to see more things like this in basically every future RTS game. Right, hey guys, Editor Zaid here. So I thought I might just show you this system, because it's super cool, and I thought it could be fun to just kind of try and make the most insane combo that we can, and then just see how it goes. So why don't we do that? We'll play as Scrappers, eh? How about that? Versus EFNet. Game speed, that's going to 1.5. Unit HP, that's going to 1.5 as well. I think that's more crazy. All Battlefall upgrades available, yes. Unlimited money, yeah. Starting funds, we'll crank that up. Veterancy, let's put all units on Veteran 2 by default. Disable Shroud. I'm assuming that means Fog of War. Let's turn that on. Destructive Weather, definitely. Friendly Fire, definitely. Radioactive Crystals, yes, go. Production Time, let's bring that way down. Credits per crystal, that doesn't matter because we're unlimited. And Tech Level, yeah, we'll leave it high. And Destructible Minus, okay. I hope they add some more to these, like unit damage and any other stat. Basically, I think that would be really fun. But all right, let's do it. All right, so we're building fast. We got unlimited money. Oh my gosh, they build so fast. 2 seconds. Holy moly! All right, I think we're probably gonna crush the engine. I think what might. Oh my gosh, the AI is already sending guys. Oh. Oh my god. Holy moly. Alright, this is real APM. Holy. How fast can we get this build time down to? That's what I want to know. Alright, we gotta spam more. So the Shroud must have been the Fog of War because we can see everything. Alright, get that shop done. We will build another one. We'll build one of everything. Like, we've got unlimited money, so just need the space for it. Yes, please. Outpost, we'll get 2 of those. Another shop. Alright, what's fastest? Combat you, I guess. 2 seconds. Let's go. Oh my god, they move so fast. Alright, more Wastelanders. Let's go. We're holding shift for this one, boys. Here we go. Oh my lord. Alright, need that distillery to be built so we can build our more powerful units here. Oh, we're sitting on the crystals. Don't do that. Don't sit on the crystals. Get off the crystals! I think we're going to end up with some guys on the crystals. I don't need those. I do need this though. More batteries. Okay, we should get some of their like hardcore guys. Fizz tanks. Let's get rid of the war utes. 5 seconds for a fizz tank. That's pretty good. Oh my gosh, we're like they're meeting me in terms of like unit spam. Okay, we actually need to stop going so far because they are just killing me. Oh, there's that GLA poison ammo firing. Oh gosh, this is going to be actually quite hard to win because they're just spamming units, man. I think I need to pivot to tanks. Oh my gosh. Okay, kill them. Yeah, the armor is wrecking my fizz tanks. Alright, I can tell you what, let's cancel the fizz tanks. Why don't we do bus? Look, I'm a fan of bus. I really like bus. Oh my gosh. Oh dear lord. This ain't right, man. This reminds me of the system in Total War. Is it Warhammer 2? Like it's called like the Intel, sponsored by Intel. I think it's called like the mixing pot or the alchemy lab, Intel Labs. I can't remember, man. It's in Warhammer 2, and you can just like change all these random stats. That's what this reminds me of. I want this in every RTS, man. It's so much fun. I just want them to go ham with it. Like, just add everything. Make it everything. Dude, I just cannot build units fast enough. Need more factories. Need more factories. I don't know if I need more distilleries, but hey, I queued it up, so why not? I haven't really seen much of that destructive weather that I have heard so much about. Oh, we're building up buses. We need anti-air, man. We're clobbering. Oh my gosh, the lasers. More turrets. Clobbering the buses. Anti-air, come on. I'm pretty sure the outpost are anti-air, yeah. We're about to find out. Come on, push building. Shoot him down. Yeah, there we go. Douche. Alright, we're doing it. Oh my gosh, we're getting so many buses, man. You've heard of a Zerg rush. How about bus rush? Alright, you reckon we can push for a win here? I think we can. Let's go. Kill that. Oh, right, indestructible harvesters. It's like, kill that harvester. Oh man, the pathfinding is. It's doing alright, actually. Let's go. Take out those turrets. Oh my lord. Yeah, get him. Oh yeah, we gaming. Alright, that was fun. Big fan of that. I hope they just expand this even more and just add like modifiers for basically everything. Unit stats, range, damage, or make the like sliders be able to go even further, because that is super fun. Alright, back to the video. As mentioned at the jump, Battlefall is an early access game with an initial launch price of $20 US, and it's available on Steam. The developers have posted a roadmap of where they plan to take the game, as well as the timeframes which they hope to achieve it in, which are as follows. It's scheduled to be in early access for a couple of years, where it'll be iterated on by adding the second and third campaigns, more maps, online matchmaking, in-game editors, new art and sound, and more. There are also plans to support the game post-launch, but nothing concrete is known about that as of yet. Which is probably a good thing. It's best to focus on getting the game out the door first, and then you can worry about future DLCs or expansions. They do plan on upping the price of the game once it goes into 1.0, so if you decide to grab it while it's in early access to support the developers, there will be a discount in doing so. I'd had Battlefall on my radar for a while, thanks to the Steam RTS fests, so I'm really glad that I got the chance to try it out, and I had a great time in doing so. It's fun to go and play a game that's as no-nonsense as this one. A humble strategy game looking to recreate the experiences a lot of us remember having 20 years ago, while still coming in with modern conveniences and the technical competency that makes gaming in general so exciting and accessible nowadays. Online custom game co-op, mod support via the workshop, a voiced campaign, all things that I personally love to see. And if you're the same, you can check out the game using the link in the description, or just search for it on Steam. Thanks again to Microprose for sponsoring this video, and can I just say as an aside, they've been popping out some bangers recently. I really wanted to play Sea Power, but I just couldn't find the time. I did watch a friend stream it and it looks super cool. Just the ship designs and the animations and the weaponry, so cool. Sorry, that's Boatside talking. Another video for another time, perhaps. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.